Hey everyone, Janae here. Welcome back to the It's Naylu channel. This is Love After Lockup Season 7, Episode 13. I thought this was a pretty good episode. What did y'all think? I'm feeling myself because I finally got these eyebrows done. Jesus! Anyway, sorry. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Dia and Cyrus. Dia, the self-esteem is in hell. Hell. Anyway, so, they're on their way to the parole thing, to parole and all that stuff. Cyrus did say his mom got a temporary engagement ring for Dia, so he is like committed. And I'm like, all right, but why? And it was bothering me because why the whole time Cyrus was in his confessional, he's like, open your eyes, sir. What's going on? But anyway, so pretty much they get to the parole because originally Cyrus was supposed to parole to his mother's house, which is in Denver. And she's from, I forgot the name of the town, something Falls or something Wells in Colorado. But it's about 3 hours. So, they put the request in to get the parole changed to Dia's house. So he goes in to the parole thing, still about 2 hours later, and she's still waiting and all that stuff. She calls her sister, and she's like, I've been waiting, blah, 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 blah. So Cyrus comes out, and he's like, they want to talk to you. And she's like, they want to talk to me? He's like, yeah, okay. She goes in. 30 minutes later, she comes out, and she is crying. Crying like somebody died. I said, what happened, sis? So he can't parole to Dia's house, so he has to parole to his mother's house. They put in the request, but I guess nothing got processed with it. So they're going to have to parole to, he's going to have to parole to to his mother's house. And he's just like, she's like, and I'm looking at TV like, okay. So anyway, they are going to spend the night at a hotel together to, Jesus. What you think that room smell like, y'all? What y'all think that room smell like? Put it down in the comments. What y'all think that room smell like? Is baby. What? Anyway, they get a hotel room for the night. She FaceTimes her kids, and she's like, I think Cyrus is going to be a great dad. I wouldn't bring my children around if I didn't think so. And I'm just like, child. Now, she has an 18-year-old. Cyrus is 24. So if he started looking at that 18-year-old some type of way, Dia, don't be surprised. I'm not putting this on him. I'm not, saying this happened or anything like that. I'm saying it's a possibility that this can. Rich and Felicia, please break up. Please break up. Rich, she's just not that into you. She's just not that into you. And that's not saying that, she's automatically supposed to give him some. But I feel like Rich is like, I think that's what he's looking for. And she's just like, I'm afraid. She's trying to make it seem like, I'm not sure. Like she said, she hasn't been with a man in so long. She's been in jail since she was 17. And I ain't been with a man in so long, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, they leave in the auntie house to go hang out in New Orleans, hang out on Bourbon Street. If you ever been to New Orleans, that's the place to be. Bourbon Street, that's where everybody, having fun, turning up and all that stuff. Although I've been to New Orleans and Bourbon Street, I like the French Quarter. That's not part of the French Quarter, is it? Don't come for me. I've only been there once. But no, it's not. It's not. Or is it? I don't remember. No, the French Quarter is like where all the markets and all that stuff is at. Anyway, sorry, getting off topic. Okay, we're back. So anyway, again, they about to go kicking on Bourbon Street, have a good time, have some drinks and all that stuff. And before she leaves, she's like, hold up. She asked her cousin Haley to come with her. She's like, I need you. She's not comfortable around Rich yet, especially by themselves and all that stuff. So she's like, okay. So he's like, all right, cool. Let me call DJ. We can make this a double date because I don't think DJ and Haley are any way interested in each other. But anyway, so again, they kicking it, drinks is going, everybody having a good time on Bourbon Street. You know how it is. And she go and gets her tarot cards read. She's like, oh, I gotta go get my cards read in her New Orleans accent. And okay, the tarot card reader pretty much says she's moving forward in a direction, but there's stuff holding you back. And she's like, I need proof. So after that, her and Rich kind of get into it. She's like, I need proof that you're divorced. You're divorced. Shout out to my people from New Orleans. She's like, I need proof that you're divorced. And he's like, nah, like, he's like, it's public record, look it up, blah, 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 blah. So they kind of get into it. The cousin jumps in between and she's like, hey, not right now, not right now. Don't do that and all that stuff. She's like, bump it. Like, let's just have a good time. We worry about that stuff later. So it's the next morning and Rich, Felicia, and Haley is all in the bed together. He's like, drinks is flowing. I don't even remember how we got into the room. How we got back in the bed. But Felicia was sleeping in between Rich and her cousin. And he's like, we obviously didn't have sex last night. And he's like, I don't think I had sex with Haley. I was like, oh my God. I don't think she's into you either, bro. But anyway, so Haley's like, all right, I'm gonna go back to my house. Felicia walks her out and she's like, I just need you to keep an eye, look up some stuff for me and all that stuff. So Haley's like, okay, cool, I got you. Now let's get to this dummy. Carrington. So episode opens up with Carrington, and she done sent this random number the $300. It's supposed to be Zay's friend that's supposed to get these disciplinarians to disappear. She's like, it's a lot. I have a daughter. I'm in school and all that stuff. She's like, but Zay has done so much for me. Remember, he's given her $7,000. And she's like, this is what I want to do. So anyway, she pulls up at Carly's house because she's like, I talked to his sister about this and all that stuff. And she pulls up and Carly does not answer, but Shamerica does. I said Shamerica. Me, okay. All right. That's so country. Shamerica. Not America, Shamerica. But anyway, so his sister Shamerica pulls up or is at the house. I think she might be the oldest. I believe she is the oldest out of all of them. So, Carrington goes in. She's like, I'm Zay's future wife and all that stuff. And Shamerica's like, it's giving naive. It's giving very much naive. And, so she tells her, what happened. She's like, Zay got 3 disciplinarians. We know he was supposed to get out, but he got 3 disciplinarians. And if you hear some wrestling, I had to put Kane in the cage for a little bit because he was doing the most. So if y'all hear that, please, sorry. But anyway, and she's like, he gave me this guy's number and it's supposed to disappear and all that stuff. And Shamerica's like, so you sent it via Cash App? And she's like, yeah. Shamerica's like, girl. And I'm like, girl. She's like, girl. She's like, he is using that money to get high. He's using that money to get high. And oh My goodness. I just feel so bad. I just feel so bad. But, she's like, you gotta know who you dealing with or whatever. And she's like, I didn't think Zay was a drug addict. I said, you seen that ex? You ain't seen McKenna. But you seen McKenna. Now it all makes sense because they was out there doing, some of the same stuff. Child. Anyway. So, Carrington starts crying and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Can't believe this. And Shamira's like, you want a shot? Carrington, you should have said yes. At this point, you need a shot to calm your nerves, to deal with this. She's like, no, thank you. She's like, well, I'm going to take one. She takes her shot. And again, she's like, Shamira's like, it's not looking like future husband or whatever. So apparently Carly was supposed to come, allegedly, but she ended up not making it. Of course she didn't. Because they want Zay with old math mouth McKenna. And y'all know what I mean when I say math. Ain't trying to get flagged. But, oh my gosh. I'm like, what is going on? But anyway, so she's like, Shamira's like, yeah. So she's like, well, it was nice meeting you, but I gotta go feed my kids and get ready for work. So Carrington leaves and she takes the little GoPro down for the day. Next time we see Carrington, she's at this park. Beautiful park. It's a lot of people take pictures and it just so happens that, people must have just gotten married. We're taking videos, although one looked like a really big quinceañera dress. So maybe it was a quinceañera, but one was definitely a wedding dress. I could just be, But anyway, so yeah, again, beautiful park. She's like, she's like, I love to come here to think and meditate and all that stuff, which is totally cool, totally respected. Just, get your thoughts together and all that stuff. I should go to the park. I haven't been to a park in a little bit. It's just so daggone hot down here. So hot. Damn. Speaking of parks, I'm like, because we gotta go take our engagement photos, but it's just so hot. Oh my God. There's some really nice spots in Houston that I would want to take them at, but it's so hot. We got to get up in like the morning or do it like in the evening, like as the sun sets. That'd be nice. I just had an idea. But anyway. So while she's there and she's thinking, she sends Zay a message, pretty much breaking up with him. Like, I wish you the best, but we done. And we get an audio from Zay, and he's like, I'm sorry that this happened and all this stuff. Tear. All right. Last and certainly, shout out to Sass Scales. I gotta use your word real quick. Certainly least. Goddess, Bonita, and Moo Demand. So it is the night of the second release, and Goddess is wondering where her man is at. Where you at? Where you at? That's a Jennifer Hudson song. So she's wondering where he is and all that stuff. She calls the cousin, and she's like, where's Moo? Like, when'd you last see him? She's like, yeah, I just dropped him at his mom's house, but I had to pick up my daughter from work or something like that. But I'm about to link back up with him. And Gigi's still trying to ask questions, but the cousin was like, I guess you'll find out when you see him again, and hangs up. I said, rude? I said, damn, that was rude. But anyway, he's at Bonita's house. Bonita, I'ma hold your hand as I say this. But mamas, just wear your right size, boo. Just wear your right size. As somebody with a belly, My belly hang too. It's all right. It's all right. It's all good. Not body shaming at all, but just wear your right size. You know damn well you needed an extra large. Why you wearing a medium, sis? Why? Again, no hate here. I gotta listen. I don't put on pounds, so I know that some of the shirts I got ain't gonna work. And I can't go outside with them. I'm in the house, whatever, but can't go outside with them because I'll be looking crazy. Just because that shirt was like literally like sitting right under her boobs, stomach, belly hanging all out and stuff. And again, the confidence is there. I'm cool with that, but just wear your size. It's okay. It's all right. But anyway, so Mumu's like, oh, he's like, Gigi should be good till I get back. I done put it on her. I said, well, according to Gigi, it was only about a minute. So, and she should be good. I said, this motherfucker think he got a ding-a-ling of gold. Shout out to the Braxtons. If y'all remember that on Braxton Family Values, when they sang that. I ain't gonna sing it, but who was they talking about? Was it Trina's ex-husband? May he rest in peace because he passed away. But I think it was Trina's ex-husband because Tamar's like, he must have a ding-a-ling of gold. But anyway, so yeah, he think Mumu walking around thinking like he King Tut or somebody with his short self with the ding-a-ling of gold, thinking he done put it down on Gigi and she's supposed to be like, oh, it's all good in the hood. So again, Goddess is still waiting. She done cooked the dinner. Goddess, send that food to Houston because that food looked fire. She had the lamb chops, the brock, what? It looked good. I ain't even gonna hold you. That food looked good to me. It was seasoned just right. But her friend come over and she's wondering where Damon is and all that stuff. The friend is me. Shoot, he ain't here. And she said she could have some, so I'm gonna be eating. She eating the lamb chops, and Mumu finally calls. He gets a chance to get out the house and calls Gigi. And she's like, where you at? He's like, I'm at my mom's house. I'm about to see the girls and we about to have a little tea party and all that stuff. And she's like, hey, yo, Damon, stop playing with me, yo. And he's like, I'm not playing with you. So she's trying to FaceTime. She's like, oh, answer the FaceTime then. If you like, let me see that you really at your mom's house and all that. So, Damon, he's like, oh, you trying to FaceTime me? Oh, it's not coming through. It's not coming through. And I was like, oh my gosh. So whatever. He hangs up. They hang up. He go back in the house and, he's looking at some of his stuff. He's like, he take out the box of like cologne, the little glasses that Bonita just got from the booster man for $30 the day before. And he's like, what's up with these glasses? And she's like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, nah, these good. And he's like, I gotta go to that storage unit. And she's like, oh, okay. And, she's like, he don't know that I sold all his stuff and all that stuff, or, sold $125 worth of stuff for $17,000. And he's like, well, Bonita don't know that I already been to my storage unit and I noticed some things missing. I said, well, here we go. Anyway, he's about to go see his kids. He's gonna hide in the backyard and all that stuff. So he has a daughter with Bonita, Dior was 6, and he also has a 6-year-old daughter, Dream. He said that's his oldest daughter. So I'm assuming that his other 2 kids are sons. Don't know. We don't know how old they are. Maybe they're old. I'm assuming they're older. But Dream and Dior are only 5 months apart. And he's like, when Bonita found out that I had another woman pregnant, she wasn't happy and all that stuff. But we could tell that Bonita, is accepting, and they have a good sisterly relationship because jumping ahead real quick. As you see, when he puts the girls to bed, they have like beds, like, they have the same bed design or whatever, like same bed frame and all that good stuff. Like, so Bonita's, Lord Jesus. So Dream definitely always has a place at Bonita's. And Bonita, God, sorry. Bonita is solid for that. She's solid for that. So, they have a good sister relationship. So anyway, so his girls get there, and, Bonita's like, oh, I got a surprise for y'all outside and all that stuff. And, the backyard has like all these lights on. She's like, look, all the lights. We can do s'mores and all that stuff and have a good time in the backyard. And then they see Damon and they're crying. Well, Dior is crying. She's really crying. She's really emotional. Moo gets emotional. Bonita gets emotional. I started tearing up. I said, oh, Lord, I'll be really tearing on shows like this. It must be about that time of the month for me. The PMS is PMSing. I'm sorry, y'all. So sorry. But I was like, oh God. Oh, Lord. It's about that time. But anyway. So, anywho. Again, it was so sweet. We get an interview with Damon's stepdad and mother. And he's like, he needs to go ahead and settle with at least one of these ladies because no man lives long enough to be a successful liar. And the mom's just like, I agree. I was like, all right, Miss Nikita, we watching you. So anyway, they have dinner and all that stuff. Damon's mama, the stepdad, and his sisters leave, and the girls are there. And she's like, she's like, okay, please get the girls ready for bed, and I'll meet you in the bedroom. So he gets the girls in bed. Good nights, kisses, hugs, tuck them in, all that good stuff. Read them a story, maybe. Who knows? And he opens the door to Bonita's room, and she got the rose petals all out, the candles, the fake candles, because ain't nobody got time to accidentally start a fire. But, so no shade on that. But the rose petals, the fake rose petals and the real rose petals just all over the champagne. So they about to get busy. It's the next morning. We get a knock at the door. Bonita answers. Producers are, it's the producers. And she's like, I can't find Damon. I can't find him. She's like, it was a good night. We went rounds and rounds and rounds. I said, oh, he done got his stamina back. He said, my bad, goddess. This was a minute, but I got my stamina back and I can boom. Put it on Bonita. She said they went rounds and rounds and rounds. Unless them rounds and rounds and rounds lasted a minute each. Anyway. So, excuse me. So I'm sorry. So, Mumu had been complaining about tooth pain all night. And she's like, okay, I'll get you a lift to urgent care. So he gets a lift to urgent care. She goes and takes the daughters to school. So obviously they're filming around the school year. And she said she come back and the car that Damon's mom and stepdad have rented for her to pick Damon up is gone. So she's like, nah, Bonita knows something is up. Excuse me. She's like, something is up. Like, he think he about to just leave me without a vehicle and all that stuff. She said, I will get in a green scooter and ride around Baltimore to see what he's up to. So he really did go to urgent care. I said, I wonder if he used that as an excuse, but he did have some tooth pain. He got a prescription and all that stuff. But he goes to Goddess's house. And he gets to Goddess's house and she's like, where you was at? He's like, I went to go see the girls and all that stuff. He's like, and I had a tooth. She's like, I had a toothache. Oh, he calls her at urgent care, was like, hey, can you pick me up and all of that? I'm in urgent care. I had a toothache. And Goddess is like, I don't feel like sending the car to get you, but I'll have a car and bring it, I'll get a car and you could come here. I was like, well, Goddess ain't got a car either. That was a rental too? I mean, it's Baltimore. Mass transit is definitely more prominent in like the Northeast and all that stuff, and Chicago. But mass transit is better up there than in Texas, because what mass transit? Anyway, so she's like, okay, I gotta go walk the dogs. Like, we could go outside and talk. So, they walking around with the dogs. She bought the leash. She bought the leash, but the dogs are just walking around freely and all that stuff. I mean, if they have great recall, then, well, that's good that they have good recall. But I personally, put your dog on a leash, please. Put your dog on a leash. And she got a big dog. She got a big dog and a small dog. People are afraid of dogs and all that stuff. So that was really bothering me. I wasn't paying attention to their conversation much. I was like, see, now my dogs is about to start barking. I wasn't paying attention to their conversation too much. I was like, where these dogs at? I was like, sorry. I'm sorry. But, he's trying to butter Gigi up and all that stuff. And again, I was like, I hope she's watching where they go to the bathroom, because you got to pick that up. Says, pick up after your dogs, too. There is one neighbor, and she is so trifling, and I've called her trifling. Like, I'm outside I'm walking Jackson, and he's going to the bathroom. I pick up after him and all that stuff. And she walks her little dog across the street. It's like a little weenie dog, and lets him poop and walks back in her house. I said, well, that's trifling. And she ignored me. People call her out all the time. She'll never pick up after her dog. My bad. But meanwhile, while they talking, Bonita done gotten a Uber, Lyft, whatever it is, and she riding around town trying to figure the mind out. Now, from what I'm hearing from like other people that are from like the DMV area and all that stuff, Baltimore ain't that big. I've only been to Baltimore like a handful of times, like, besides like, and been to the harbor plenty of time, but like into Baltimore, I went for my uncle's funeral, and that was like in 2011, something like that. Yeah, it was 2011. So I don't really remember. We just went to his house, went to the church, and then went back up the turnpike to go back to New Jersey. It ain't but a 3-hour drive. So I wasn't in Baltimore like that to know how big the whole city is. And I've been to that African American Wax Museum. Very good. You should definitely check it out and see it. But anyway, sorry getting off topic. But Bonita is riding around the city trying to find out where Demond is. But that's it, y'all. That is it. What did y'all think of this week's episode? Again, it was a good episode. Rich and Felicia just need to go on and wrap it up. Just go on, and she's not into him. She's not into him like that. She's not, like, again, not saying she has to give it up right away, but I just don't think she's really into him. I don't. But anyway, y'all, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, and Carrington, we ain't gotta see no more from Carrington. We ain't gotta see it. She done broke up with the man. What more do we need to see? One more. So, thank you, Carrington, for your services. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Later.